Stop making mistakes that cost you time, money, and wasted flips. Avoid these, and your flips will be faster, cleaner, and way more profitable. I'm going to show you the 7 biggest mistakes golf club flippers make. Side note, whatever I tell you in this video is available on a free flip evaluation checklist, free to subscribers. I'll give you the instructions at the end of this video. Overpaying from the start is the fastest way to lose money while flipping clubs. Always check what similar clubs actually sold for and what they're currently selling for. Set a hard max price or a minimum profit margin. If it's above that, walk away. For many reasons, I want to make a minimum of $50 an hour. So even if I find an affordable high-end club, but it takes me 4 hours to refurbish it, I skip it. Even top name brands can lose half of their value if they're damaged. I'll give you an example. Take this Titleist 8-iron that I bought in a bag full of random clubs for about $20. So let's say this club I paid around $5. Its market value is about $60. Now, take this ping wedge. I bought it for $10. It'll sell for around $40. Which one is the best flip? Tell me in the comments. Now look closely. Can you see the rust here? This isn't superficial rust. It's chipped chrome in which rust crawled into. This is club cancer. To flip this, you'll need to strip the chrome, re-chrome, repaint. Then once that's done, you'll need to redo the face. So we're talking about 3 to 4 hours of work. Now the ping really just needs to be cleaned up. So a $55 profit for 4 hours of work or a $30 profit for a 10-minute job. Chipped chrome? No. Dented shaft? No. Paint scratches, superficial rust, dull grooves? Yes. Crack, dried up, or sticky grip? Maybe. We'll talk about that in a future video, so don't forget to subscribe. Many new flippers make the mistake of ignoring their clientele. For example, on Marketplace, people are usually looking for affordable deals. You can sell a $900 golf set there, but it might sit there for a while. On the other side, we've got platforms like SideSwap, Golf Avenue, where you might not want to put your old vintage Spalding set. Either way, don't just list anywhere and hope. All platforms have their tendencies, their bidding patterns, their pricing expectations, and their seasonal demands. Always research the platform before listing so you understand what sells, at what price, and how quickly, so you can match your clubs and their prices to the right audience. Driving 30 minutes for a $20 profit flip might not be worth it. Always calculate net profit, including time, gas, and wear on your tools or products. Sanding, polishing, cleaning golf clubs slowly wears down brushes, sanding paper, and other tools that you use over time. By the end of the season, this adds up. Whenever possible, do batch pickups so you save on time and gas and reduce tool wear per flip. It doesn't matter how perfectly you've restored a club. At the end of the day, the pictures can totally kill your flip. In many of my videos, I show you exactly what not to do and how to present clubs well. I flipped entire sets just by wiping the clubs and taking better pictures than the previous owner. I'll put in the description below the link to a video that shows what pictures to post and what people actually want to see. The next critical thing after photos is your listing title. A lot of shoppers just scroll on their phones. They're not stopping at every listing to see the detailed description. So if your title doesn't grab them, you're done. And remember that most people scroll on their phones, so they only see the 2 or 3 first words of your title. In my case, I always put what it is, for what gender it's intended for, and if it's a lefty or right. I keep the details for the description. Wilson Staff irons, men, left. People are looking for in the description. Are the grips still good? Are there flaws on these clubs? Being honest about the flaws reduces price negotiation once the buyer sees the clubs in person. It also builds your reputation and ratings, which is crucial if you're trying to grow your business. Flipping randomly doesn't scale. It makes it a hobby. Even part-time consistency is profitable. If it's just one of your hobbies, that's fine. But if you want to grow that side business of yours, you'll need that consistency. Credibility is exponential when the buyers see that your offers are consistent. People start seeing you as an authority. I have former customers that send their friends my way whenever they're looking for secondhand golf club sets because they know I post new sets every week and that I always have something to offer. Avoid these 7 mistakes and your flips will be faster, cleaner, and much more profitable. Well, with all that talk, I haven't done my daily flip, so I'm off to the Shining Shack. If you want to see what happens in there, hit subscribe. and I'll see you in there very soon. And remember, if you want the free flip evaluation checklist, make sure you're subscribed. Comment below flip checklist, and I'll send you the link.